Hello and welcome to something a little bit different from Nintendo life. So, I like Saturday morning cartoons. I like games. I like old games. So what could be better than to brighten up your Saturday mornings with some Saturday morning cartoon-based retro gaming? And I'm going to start off with a personal favourite of mine. So, I was kind of born in '84. So, you know, when the Ninja Turtles came out, I was the exact right age for it. I had all the toys, I loved the cartoons. You know, I was so excited about Turtles. And then this game came out, Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the SNES. And it's a really great game. I really like it. It's a nice little sequel to the very popular 1989 arcade machine. So I thought I would just give it a little go again for old time's sake. And thought you'd like to join me in this retro-based endeavour. So I'm going to pick Leonardo because Leonardo was my guy. I mean, let's face it, picking a turtle in a video game is sort of like a personality test for yourself. So you pick the turtle that you'd most likely think you're like in terms of personality. And I think dependable, excellent with swords, that's me. So we're going to start the game, and as you can see, Shredder is up to no good, generally doing bad things. And we are at the Big Apple at 3 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, I don't know why the fact it's 3 AM, why that's important, but nevertheless, here we are, ready for a fight. So it's pretty relatively simple to play. So you've got your jump button, you've got your attack button, and a few mixes of the two. So you can do a few combos here. Yeah, I'm gonna get caught. And the first thing you see when playing this game is the sprites are magnificent. They're big, chunky, easily recognisable. And very well animated. I mean, you can do things like this, and it looks excellent. Little explosions, and there's a big ball over there that you've got to be careful of, otherwise it will kill you. Let's see if I can get this right. So you've got lots of kind of foot soldier fodder here. So you've got to be careful though. You've got those blue guys with the size. Well, they're not even size. They're kind of more like tuning forks for some reason. And I've just flung a guy on the screen. That is amazing. That was so impressive back in the early 90s. Yeah, I could have done that all day. Let's see if I can do it again. I believe you just kind of hold forward and attack when they're killed over like this. There we go. Let's just keep doing it. It's fun. Chucking soldiers around. What would you like? Oh, he's hitting me. Now he's grabbing me. I'm not going to use that pizza yet. That would just be silly. That'd be very silly. There's an exploding barrel, that probably hurt me as well. Just grab that pizza before it disappears. So this version of the game is 2 players. The original arcade machine was a full 4 players at the same time. Yeah, you couldn't get that much these days, unless you were playing it online, of course. Yay for Wii U local multiplayer fun. Anyway, it's back to Turtles. So there's a big robot. I think that's Krang's kind of body. Although it seems to be a lot bigger than usual, but that's video game logic for you. Why have a normal size enemy as normal size when you can make him fill up pretty much most of the screen? Let's get these side guys out of the way. Yeah, it's a very playable game. It's very immediate. You kind of, the moment you play, you kind of figure things out very quickly. Yeah, it's very easy to put together some solid combos. Very easy just to kind of learn what works, what doesn't. I find that drop kicks also pretty useful in this game. Good way of kind of putting distance between you and an enemy, especially if they've got long range weapons as well, which you've probably seen a bit. So let's get through these guys. Let's chuck a few more guys, eh? There we go. Oh, he's running away. Come here. Let's have that pizza while we're here. Do like slapping the enemy into other ones. So at the end of the line here, what's going to happen? I sense a boss fight, and it's Baxter Stockman, the Fly. I think it's difficult to appreciate if you weren't there when Turtles were popular, how popular they were. I mean, they've come back at least twice, and never reaching the same kind of popularity. Although the recent Nickelodeon cartoon is kind of coming pretty popular, but nowhere near as much as the Turtles was. I mean, the merchandising machine was in full effect. You had Turtles pizzas, lunch boxes, action figures. You had 3 films of varying quality. I still maintain that the first film is a half decent film to watch. If you if you don't take it too seriously, it's actually quite enjoyable. 4 films, because there was that recent Michael Bay travesty. Actually, I can't say it's a travesty, I haven't actually watched it yet, but it's probably bad. Let's see if I can finish off Baxter and move on to the next level. Come here. So he's just got these little moves here. There you go, he's gone. You can explode, because what's a boss if it doesn't explode and blink red before you kill it? Cowabunga indeed. So the next level, Alley Cat Blues. So this is Turtles in Time, and as the name would indicate, you do go through different time periods. And it doesn't do that immediately, which is kind of nice. It takes you through a sense of normality. The average day of a turtle, walking through Manhattan, punching foot soldiers in the face, throwing them towards the screen. And only after a while did it start to bring into the kookier time travel elements of the game. So I'm just going to see if I can get that, see how quickly I can get there. If I can show you at least one of those areas, then I'll be happy and satisfied with myself. That's kind of dependent on me not dying, because once you lose all of your lives and continue, you start the level from the beginning, which is in typical true arcade style. So the original arcade machine looks a little bit nicer, but this is a pretty good port on the whole. Obviously the SNES was never going to be arcade perfect, but it's a good approximation of the arcade machine. The audio is probably not quite as good, but the gameplay is there, and that is what mattered at this time when this game came out. The only thing about the Turtles arcade games is that there wasn't really much variety in terms of enemies. You're basically dealing with different coloured foot soldiers, but I guess that's probably better than the single coloured foot soldier that was in the original cartoon. And occasionally you get these little drone things which are annoying as hell. They're pretty damn difficult to deal with sometimes, especially if you get more than one of them. They've got this really long attack which electrocutes you, which I've thankfully avoided. And we're back onto the bread and butter foot soldiers. They're only really a problem if there's like loads of them, because if one grabs you and the others start punching you, then that gets a bit annoying. And also the ones that throw things, like that orange guy keeps throwing the kunai at me. Let's get rid of him. Don't you chop them things at me! Let's chuck in there. Guy with a sword just for variety. You can go into the window as well. I think the Ninja Turtles were a great thing to translate into games, because you've got your violence there, which suits well for a brawler. It fits a lot better than, say, the Simpsons arcade machine did as a side-scrolling brawler. And the colours are bright, just like the cartoon. There's a real sense of action and cartooniness in this game, and it's pretty well done. You've got a few little voice samples here and there. You've got a soundtrack which does sound like it could come from a cartoon, especially the Ninja Turtles cartoon, which had a very distinctive soundtrack to it. It's kind of bouncy, upbeat, kind of jazzy, not jazz, but kind of bluesy kind of stuff. I just got killed by one of those drone things. I told you they were pretty difficult to deal with. It's that little whip thing that pops out that electrocutes you. That's a bit of a nightmare sometimes. So this little pizza box here is a bomb. If I grab this, I can do a special move for a short period of time. It never lasts as long as you need, unfortunately, but that's the way these things go. There's a move you can do by pressing both the jump and attack buttons together, like this, but as you can see, it does actually take up your life, which is such an annoying thing, because you kind of only really want to use that move when you're desperate, and if you're that desperate, you've probably lost most of your life already. So we're going to fight Metalhead, the clone metallic turtle. And the thing about bosses in this game is you can kind of hit them just by standing underneath them a little bit, and it's a lot more safer than trying to hit them head on, especially this guy who's got some really nasty moves. So he's going to do this little laser thing which hurts, and he's going to jump around for a bit. Don't like that at all. So I've hit him a few times. Trying to avoid those attacks of his, because that laser in particular is pretty nasty. And he's going to jump around again. Do love a good recognisable attack pattern from a brawling boss. So he's starting to flash and smoke now, so you know that he's nearly going to be dead. Not very subtle at all, especially when there's an energy bar as well, so you don't really need the flashing to tell you he's nearly dead, but it's the little things, isn't it? Let's hit him a few times. He's going to get that laser again. He's a pretty predictable boss actually, but he can cause you a few troubles if you're not careful. And he's dead, and he's going to explode. This one makes a bit more sense exploding, considering he's a robot. I mean, a mutated fly exploding, that's probably not that much sensible really, but hey. So, level 3, and this is probably one of my favourite levels just because the soundtrack in this level is really good. It's a really catchy tune which pretty much sums up everything that the turtles stand for. So, we're on a weird hovering surfboard for some reason, and we're fighting foot soldiers because that's what we do in the sewers. We fight them in the streets, we fight them in the gutters. So let's kill some of these guys. Yeah, it's a lot more fast paced than the other levels, and there's a few of these kind of levels in the game that you're on some sort of vehicle and you're kind of going along at a pretty quick speed. You don't even need to hit all the enemies, to be honest with you, but I think you get points for doing so. And points mean extra lives, which are pretty handy in the game, especially near the end. We won't get to it, but the last boss, Shredder, is pretty difficult. He has a gun that will basically kill you one hit, and it's very frustrating when that happens. You need as many lives as possible, so you need to try not to lose quite so many. So we've got these horrible little mines here, which going up quite a fast place. Ow, my toe indeed. And these are the pizza monsters. Yep, there was an episode where for some reason some pizzas mutated into these weird xenomorph style beasts, and it's a pretty iconic villain really in terms of 1989 Turtles. It's a ridiculous idea, but a good one. I mean, what's the one thing that can match a turtle? Well, it's the thing he loves the most, pizza, only turned into a weird alien version. But they're easily gone away. This is more like a bonus level, this one. So we're going to move on to the next bit. Where are we going now? Still going along here. Oh, it's the Rat King. Break point. Ah, so he does have a weak point. Still not at a time travelling bit yet, but let's see if we can get there. Yeah? Oh. These mines are really difficult to avoid sometimes. It's very difficult trying to hit him, and then you've got that missile there that really hurts. So I can get a few hits in for my toe, my toe. So he's flashing, so he must be nearly dead. If only he didn't keep firing those missiles at me. Can't, there's got to be a couple more hits surely. See if I can finish him off. Yeah, finished him off. Goodbye, Rat King. So we're at the end of level 3 yet, and we still haven't actually got to a time travelling stage. So, but we're about to hit the Technodrome. So maybe this is the time we start going back in time. Let's see what happens, eh? Let's kick shell in the Technodrome. Shredder and Krang's secret underground base. And this is a level that's pretty much in the original Turtles arcade machine. Not quite the same, but it's a similar kind of idea. Lots of these annoying little drone things. You know, most of the enemies in this level so far are pretty much exactly the same as they are in the original Turtles arcade machine. They didn't really change too much up for the sequel, which is a bit weird, because you kind of think they'd front load it with new stuff for the sequel this time around. So let's see if we can get through these guys as quickly as possible, so I can at least show you a level in back in time, or forward in time in some cases. Alright, let's kill these guys. grab me again. Just want to get through this level as quickly as I can. So here we are, the Mousers, which are another annoying enemy. I tend to drop kick these guys just because they can grab you, which can be quite difficult and quite painful, I imagine. Kind of grab you by the leg, which hurts. Right, more foot soldiers. Yeah. More Mousers. The tiny robot things keep coming. Oh, you just grabbed me just then, if you just saw there. More Mousers. Oh, lost a life. Hopefully I won't die before I can reach the end of this. Might get a glimpse of some time travel shenanigans. Just got to make sure I stay alive. These guys seem to be blocking me, so I need to sort something out about that. This little power up will do the trick. Now they're coming from the ground for some reason. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that's teleporting or they're just some sort of weird transmogrifying enemy. There's Shredder there, gloating over me for some reason. It's weird that you kind of spend most of the early stages of the game seeing Shredder in a TV screen. That seems to be a running theme in a lot of the Ninja Turtle games by Konami. So we've got bosses, and this is Tokka and Razor, I believe, from the second Ninja Turtles movie, the one with Vanilla Ice. Come on, you all remember. You know the tune. Go Ninja, go! That kind of thing. But they will fall just like all the other bosses. So, as I say, you've got to try and hit them from diagonally underneath them, and then it's not quite so easy for them to hit you then. What? That's just cheating. That is just cheating. And I've died. Well, I'm going to give up. Thank you for watching this video. As always, you can subscribe to the Nintendo Life YouTube channel and watch more videos like this. And if you like this kind of thing, let us know, and I'll do some more Saturday morning cartoon retro stuff. Until next time, happy gaming.